Well, hello and welcome to today's webinar. I'd like to just remind everyone of Reliv's mission, which is to nourish the world in mind, body and spirit. And of course our 3-year vision in Reliv Asia Pacific is to reach $1 million per month in sales in each market, and along the way to that is to achieve that throughout the region. Our priorities for 2014 remain the same as always, and that's increasing all of our key performance indicators and especially sponsoring and advancements, because everything else will definitely follow from that. We're developing our brand awareness with a lot of different things that we're doing, like enhancing our social media strategy and increasing our online capabilities. Our focus is on Director to get people through to that level so that they can start to enjoy the benefits of financial independence. Our webinar for this week is Effective Follow-Up. And it's all about following up for growth in your business. Now your goal should be very simply to create a successful distributor or a satisfied preferred customer within your business. And as people are successful, it builds excitement. As preferred customers are satisfied, it counters any negatives that they may have. And you know what? When you follow up with people, it allows you to fill in the blanks, because with new people there is always blanks to fill in, and it is your responsibility as a distributor to fill in those blanks. And the only way that you can do that correctly is to follow up. And follow-up is so critical to the growth and the success of your organization and your business to take you through to financial independence. And the reason I say this is because as I said, there's always blanks to fill in. People always have questions. Do not be afraid to follow up. It is so important that you do. A lot of people don't follow up because they're scared that someone's going to cancel an order, or they're going to want to give the product back, or whatever, that there may be a negative. Well, remember, follow-up counters negatives. It gives you an opportunity to go through things with people that they may not get a chance to go through in any other way. And not only that, it stops them from sitting there thinking potentially negative thoughts, because you're actually following up with them and doing the right thing. And it leads to duplication in your organization. If you follow up and you follow up well and you persist in your follow-up, your new distributors will mirror what you do. Remember, it's not what you say, it is what you do that your new distributors will follow. One of the beauties, of course, of follow-up and making sure that you actually do it correctly and you persist with your follow-up is that your retention in your business, the number of people, new distributors, the number of preferred customers, they stay in your business. So your retention grows. And when your retention grows, your business grows. One of the key things, of course, it's all about building commitment. You want people to get an emotional attachment to the product, to building their business. And that comes through stories. Stories are the key to our business. And we talk about this time and time again through the Take the Lead workshops and seminars that we're doing. We're talking about stories. We're teaching people how to actually tell their story, how to tell their story succinctly, how to do it clearly, how to do it quickly, not to beat around the bush and waffle, but to actually clearly state what those stories are. And we actually have a webinar on that as well, which is available on our website under training and also on our YouTube channel. And that is so important for people that they understand how to build their story, how to tell their story, because not only does it build commitment, but as it says here on the screen, it builds a wall of belief. And belief is so important, because once someone believes, it is very, very hard to shake. And that creates loyalty, and of course, in turn, that's retention. And of course, the other thing it builds is trust. And through trust, you get referrals. And if you can do it correctly and follow up properly and persist in your follow-up and be good in how you do it and be professional in how you do it and follow what's being said here, then you will get referrals. You can get to a point where you are building your business completely through referrals, which is a warm market. as opposed to having to go out there and meet people you've never met, which is the cold market. And follow-up does move preferred customers who see the opportunity, and it can move those preferred customers through to upgrade to become distributors, and great follow-up helps those distributors to learn what to do, to duplicate it, and to move through to master affiliate and to director levels. There are 7 simple rules of follow-up. First and foremost, now we're talking about this from a business point of view, about talking to people about the business. We're talking about people who are interested in creating an income. And the first golden rule is you never show the plan, hold a meeting, or bring someone to a meeting without booking a follow-up. Booking a follow-up. Rule number 2, open your calendar at the end of the meeting. Make sure that when that meeting's finished, when that person's finished presenting, or whether it's you sitting opposite someone across their kitchen table or in a coffee shop, wherever, that you open up your calendar at the end of that meeting, because it is your responsibility to close and to set the follow-up. That's your responsibility, nobody else's. And if there is no follow-up, it is your fault, nobody else's. So take responsibility for what you need to do, know what you need to do, be professional, and persist with your follow-up. Saying to somebody, I'll get back to you, is an absolute no-no. We never, never, never say, I'll get back to you. What we do is we always have a second date available for a follow-up meeting. We have a couple of them, and we present them to people as a choice. Great, can we get together on Monday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon? So that it becomes a black or brown answer, not a yes or no answer. And remember, this is a really golden rule, and everyone's probably heard of this, but the actual meeting begins after the presentation. It's called the meeting after the meeting, and you always need to have that. That is absolutely critical. Now, what's the 7th golden rule? Under no circumstances do you look at someone after a meeting, after a presentation. It doesn't matter whether you've done, as I said, one-to-one, or it's in a meeting where there's lots of people and there's a presenter up the front. It does not matter the situation. You never say to someone, what do you think? You do not say that. Look at what's being on the screen here. What did you like most about the business? What would prevent you from getting started right now? Now, the first one makes them think, and you're asking for a positive response. The second one is going to bring out any objections that they have. And if somebody says, oh, nothing would prevent me, bang, you sign them up. If they still won't sign up, that means they've still got an objection there, but they're just not telling you. And so you need to ask it again. Oh, okay, well then, if you're not ready to sign up, what's preventing you from getting started right now? Ask it again. Don't be scared to ask the same question 2 or 3 times if you need to. Okay? So there are many things that you can actually say. Just don't say, what do you think? And you can be creative in this. You can talk about the money. If someone said to you that, hey, I'd like to earn $50,000 a year out of this, well, you could say to them, great, okay, let's get you signed up and start working on that strategy to get you that $50,000 that you want. You can be creative in many ways and say whatever you want, and it is relevant to the person that you've been speaking to, presenting to, or you're sitting next to, whatever your prospect has given you when you've spoken to them, and of course ask them lots of questions. Now, let's consider this as far as follow-up for growth. A new distributor's journey, as it says here, is all of these things, but ultimately it's a great time. What it is, it's exciting. It's what you make it for them. If you show them how thrilling it can be, if you show them what to do, if you get out there and lead by example, they will duplicate what you're doing. And ultimately, they will have a great time. So it is just so important that you follow up, that you persist with your follow-up, you follow up professionally, and you show them the right way to do it. So what is follow up for a new distributor. People have to become a product of the product. That is absolutely integral to people being long-term as a distributor. They have to become a product of the product so that when they talk to people, they feel passionate about what they're saying, that they have got the results themselves. In the early days with the new distributor, they may need to use someone else's story, and that's okay. But at some stage, they will develop their own story. They will get their own story. And by being a product of the product, what that means is that they're actually getting that emotional attachment and that passion about the product, which is so important. The Reliv success system is also a really important part of follow-up. You must plug people into the system, whether it's at live meetings, whether it's webinars, whether you're using telephone calls, whether you're using Skype, whether you're using face-to-face, or whether you're using technology. The key is to plug people into the system. You plug them into the system and they will stay because they have a support structure that will help them to do what they need to do, and you need, again, as I say, to lead by example. As part of your follow-up to the new one, to the new distributor, you must make sure they've got their list and start making appointments, because as it says here, it creates momentum when they start having appointments and sponsoring within 3 days. And people they can start sponsoring straight away, because remember, they've got you. They've got you there to help them. You've got to invest in these people. It is so important. You've got to invest your time, your energy, and your emotion into these people and show them that you're willing to do that. And they will respond. And if they don't respond, that's okay. Either it's not the right time for them, they're not ready, whatever. Just let them be preferred customers and move on to the people who are interested in doing what needs to be done and in the follow-up that needs to be done, so that they become one of your core distributors who you work with. And as I've said numerous times already, it's about leading by example, because it's easier for your new distributors to duplicate your actions than it is to duplicate what you're talking about. And you need to be positive and focus on the positive, because attitude is everything in this business, and attitude is everything for a leader. And if you're building a business, you are developing as a leader. So let's consider new customer follow-up. So for your preferred customers, this is a suggested schedule, but I know that the schedule works. So on the very first day, you need to make sure that these people, your new preferred customers, are taking the product correctly. That's really important, and connect them to other stories. Remember, stories are the lifeblood of your business. Stories are going to build that wall of belief. Stories are going to build commitment. Now, at the end of that first week, you need to check for that consistency. This question that's written down here is really important. When you check for consistency, now on day 1, you can tell them how they should take the product. But on day 7, you ask them, how are you taking the product? You don't tell them. Don't say, are you taking now every morning and afternoon? The chances are someone's going to say yes, regardless of whether they are or not. So when you ask the question, how are you taking the product? And then you need to be quiet. Don't say anything at all. Get a little zipper, sew it into your lips, and zip your mouth shut, because you have to wait for them to speak and tell you what they're doing, and that is critical for longevity and them getting results from the product. Okay, and again, plugging them into the system, because they are, even though they're preferred customers, it doesn't mean that you can't plug them into the system, and that system is using your upline, connecting people to stories, because stories build commitment. Okay, 2 weeks. What results are you getting? Because after 2 weeks, most people are getting results. After 2 weeks, if they're not getting any yet, okay, that's not a problem. We just keep on taking it. And day 21, same question. But this time, they're getting results. You're asking for referrals. You're setting them up for their second order. And preferably, you're setting up their auto ship so that they're getting their ongoing personal use per month arriving automatically at their door. But if they're not ready, if they feel that they can't make that commitment yet, that's okay, but prepare them for the following month. Let them know that you're going to reorder. You can help them make their order now, but next month we'll set you up on your auto ship so you don't have to worry about running out of product. It'll show up at your door on the same day every month. So you always are putting that auto ship in there, because auto ship is the lifeblood of your business, okay? And as it says on the bottom, good follow-up equals new distributors. Now all of this about follow-up and what you do and the decisions you make are your future leadership decisions, because as your business grows, you will grow and you will evolve into a position of leadership. It determines the value of your success by the decisions you make now with new distributors when you follow up and you lead by example so that they can duplicate the actions that you are doing, and you can do it. And I tell you what, it is true that there is so little hope in the world today. If you look around you, you'll see that people are so unhappy, and we offer hope. We offer hope through the most amazing products that change people's lives every day. We offer hope through this amazing compensation plan that we have that allows people to build towards financial independence if they're willing to put in the time and the commitment and the energy. We offer the opportunity for people to change their lives. We offer them hope. And there's very few people or organizations, there's very few places where people are offered hope in this day and age. And I tell you, it's really simple. That follow-up is igniting your business through persistence. It is simply through persistence. And this is a very age-old, well-worn and well-said quote, but I love this quote and it is so important. It's not the quote in total, but it's part that's relevant for what we need. And it's by Calvin Coolidge. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. So I'll just reiterate Calvin Coolidge here and just say, nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. It's up to you to persist. It's up to you to follow up. It's up to you to lead by example so that people can duplicate your actions. So guys, get out there, be persistent, and give good, effective follow-up. And remember, each week's webinar is advised by email and Facebook every Monday. Keep your eyes open for it. Share the links with as many people as you can, and people don't have to be distributors to listen to these webinars. Share them with people. It's a great way to find out whether someone's really interested or not. I'll talk to you on the next webinar. Thanks all.